Good morning guys, it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I feel awake and ready for week 1, day 2 of my strength training block. Before I touch my working weight, I run through a full activation sequence on the bench. This is not about fatigue, it's about pattern rehearsal and progressive loading of the nervous system. I start with 2 sets of 5 with just the bar. That's for technique, scapular retraction, tight arch and leg drive for the full range. The next set is 50 kilos for 5 reps before I jump to the next set, which is 70 kilos for 3 reps. And I do some variation of the tempo. And the last one is 2 reps at 90 kilos. The last one at 90 kilos, that's where I check in with my body. How does the shoulder feel? Is there any pinching, any sharp sensation? And today there was a little bit of tightness in the shoulder, but I think that's normal after the kind of volume I did in my last 7-week block. So now I'm ready for my working sets, and at this point, I think this is block 5, week 1, day 2, as I said. This is the adaption and volume phase. I'm not chasing any PRs, I'm building the base that makes the PR possible later on. I load my weights with 100 kilos today, that's my starting point, 10 to 12 reps for 4 sets. The load felt manageable and I had power in the push, and that is exactly where I want to be. That tells me that the deload week actually worked and my CNS recovered perfectly. One thing I want to talk about is rest periods. I see a lot of people in the gym resting 90 minutes or less, or maybe 2 minutes. And for hypertrophy work, that might be fine. But for strength, especially on a movement like the bench press, I rest 3 to 5 minutes between the sets. I actually auto-regulate within that window. If the previous set was smooth, I do 3 minutes, but if the bar was heavier or the reps were grinding, I take the full 5. And the reason why I do it is because of the phosphocreatine recovery. It takes around 3 to 5 minutes. If you go back under the bar before your system is recovered, you're training fatigue, not strength. And over the course of a training block, like 7 weeks, those under-recovered sets accumulate and it stresses your CNS working heavy weights and you start to stall, maybe your hunger goes down, your sleep goes down, and so on. All 4 sets went well, the deload worked, the week 1 programming works, so I'm moving into the next week with confidence. Let's move on to the accessories. The first one is the Pec Dec, and the goal here is not a failure. I want to keep 3 to 4 reps in reserves for every single set, and I'm in week 1. The purpose here is to find the right weight, establish the mind-muscle connection, and set the starting point for the progressive overload across the block. I actually increased the weight a couple of times on these sets until I found the load that I felt was right for the intent. Next week I have a baseline to build from. I do 4 sets of 12 reps and the technique is slow and controlled on both the way in and out. And I stop the movement just before the handles reach chest level. I don't want to overstretch here. If you overstretch the Pec Dec under load, it can aggravate the front shoulder, and as I talk about, I feel it a little bit in my shoulder, a little bit of tightness. So less range, better squeeze, safer joint. Next accessory is the rear delt Pec Dec. I just adjust the Pec Dec machine and I turn around and now it becomes a rear delt fly. It's the same machine, just opposite direction. The same principles apply here. It's 4 sets of 12 controlled not to failure reps, but the technique cues are slightly different here. On the rear delts, I don't pull all the way back. If I go too far, the traps and the mid back takes over and I lose the rear delt isolation. So less is more. I stop the movement the moment I feel the rear delt engagement peak. Seat height and arm position matter a lot here. You need to find the position where you feel the connection in the rear delt, specifically, not the back and not the trap. That position is slightly individual, so experiment until you find your own position. And rear delts are important for the bench press because they stabilize the shoulder throughout the movement. Neglect them and you create imbalance, and imbalance might lead to injury. Last exercise of the main session, tricep rope pushdown, 4 sets of 12 reps here as well. The tricep, specifically the lateral and long head, is responsible for the lockout phase of the bench press. And if your triceps are weak, you're going to miss lifts at the top, no matter how strong your chest is. I only do one tricep isolation exercise. Some people do skull crushes, overhead extensions, close grip bench press, and all of that. I found that for my recovery capacity and the volume load I'm already carrying from the bench press itself, one well-executed isolation exercise is enough for me. It works for me for now. The bench press already taxes the tricep significantly. This is the programming principle of minimum effective dose. The accessory workout is complete, and just after I finished my tricep pushdown on this workout, I start my recovery, mixing a protein shake and eat 2 bananas. The shake covers the immediate protein synthesis window, and the banana provide fast digesting carbohydrates to start restoring muscle glycogen and spike the insulin slightly. And this helps drive amino acids into the muscle. It's simple, effective. I'm not really overthinking post-workout nutrition, but I'm not skipping it either. After the protein shake and the bananas, it's time for my shoulder recovery routine. And if there is something you should pick from this video, I strongly recommend trying this routine. It really helped me get rid of my pain in my shoulder and my bicep tendons. This routine is the reason I'm still training pain-free now. It took me a few sessions to get comfortable with the movements and setting up the routine, but now it's a non-negotiable part of every session I do. So first out is the wall twist. I do 3 rounds, 30 seconds each side. You place your palm flat against a wall, or as flat as you can get it when you're tight. Fingers pointing down, slowly rotate your arm so your thumb moves towards the floor. The goal here is to help the shoulder joint to find its natural position and release tension in the rotator cuff and bicep tendon. Go slowly, you'll quickly notice which side is tighter. Don't force it. For me, it's my left shoulder. It's really tight, but it's getting better for each session. So just explore the range and let the joint open up over time. Next up is the chest stretch. Same here, 3 rounds, 30 seconds each side. I use the metal frame in the gym for this workout. You can use any stable upright area, the doorway. Place your elbow and bicep against it and lean slightly forward until you feel a light stretch across the pec and front shoulder. The keyword here is light. This is not a deep aggressive stretch, it's a gentle lengthening after heavy benching. The chest is shortened and tight. This brings it back to neutral. Then we have the lat stretch. Same here, 3 rounds, but 45 seconds each side. You can use a band, a rope, TRX, anything that lets you lean slightly back and down with your hips. Underhand grip is the key. This grip internally rotates the shoulder slightly and gets a much better lat stretch than overhand. You'll feel which side is tighter almost immediately. Again, soft, controlled, and not forcing the stretch. For me, same here, left side. This whole routine takes about 10 to 12 minutes. Do it after your sessions or even on your days off if you have bicep tendon or front shoulder tightness from benching or any other exercise. So try it for a couple of weeks consistently and tell me in the comment if you feel any changes. That was it, week 1, day 2 on my 5th training block with bench press in focus. I have 2 more videos that I can make, 2 workouts that I do during the week. They are fully body structured. I don't just want to do the bench. I am training legs and back and everything else. So if you want me to make a structured video about them as well, just comment below. I think and hope I gave you some nice ideas, tips, like the recovery routine I have at the end of the video. And especially that has helped me kept going with the bench press. Because when you lift heavy and high volume, your bicep tendons and your front shoulders especially gets hit hard. So I would really appreciate if you consider to subscribe, and you can watch this block as it goes on and see where I end up. My goal is 160, maybe 170 if I'm lucky. I'm 48 years old, I'm a shift worker, I work night shift, so sometimes it's really difficult to make everything happen as planned, but I do as good as I can. And so far, it's progressing well. My name is Chris, and I hope I see you in the next video. Please subscribe, the channel is new and I need some support. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one. Bye bye.